Hey, I just noticed that I had all sorts of sub goals and logos and things in the corner. I just came off stream and completely forgot to hide those, so I apologize for those. Alright, on to the video. Hey, what is going on, guys? D-Rock UK here, and I have a very interesting video today. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been announced, with Rockstar Games posting the video early across socials, and this happened because of an apparent leak that happened on Twitter, or X, if you want to call it that, and someone leaked the video. I guess maybe someone internal to YouTube or Rockstar, someone that had direct access to this video, posted it online on Twitter, and within 10 minutes, X managed to suspend that account. So Take-Two were quick on a copyright infringement for that video. But needless to say, Rockstar Games realized the volatility that that was going to bring to other people that were probably going to have downloaded that trailer and released it, and Rockstar wanted to be the guys that were going to bring it officially out. So I guess someone at Take-Two told Rockstar, pull the trigger early now. And the trailer was released a little early. Originally, when I was having a look at it, we already were sitting at 32,000 views. We're currently at 60,597 views, and it was released only 14 minutes ago. And of course, at the moment, the comments are just flying in. I wanted to give my analysis on the trailer that has just been launched from Rockstar Games and let you know what I think about it. For anyone that's new here, I'll give you a quick introduction. I am D-Rock UK. I'm a creator on Twitch, and I've been making YouTube videos and Twitch videos all about GTA 5 and GTA 5 RP for the best part of 4 or 5 years now. So upon looking at the trailer, I was quite surprised. I mean, we all knew it was in Vice City. Unfortunately, Rockstar haven't had the best luck lately when it comes to a series of leaks. They had a number of dev-related content leaked last year, which involved a bunch of gameplay as well as engineers testing it out and making sure things worked as they expected. Unfortunately, that came with leaking the location of where Grand Theft Auto was going to be based on the next one. A lot of people, myself included, expected it to be Vice City. It's always been the pattern that Rockstar have went with. You know, GTA 1 had Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas all in the one map. Of course, a lot more condensed than what we see today in the more modern HD era of the Grand Theft Auto series. Of course, Vice City hasn't been touched since the 3D era, which was back in 2002, I believe, when Rockstar released Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So it made sense that it was going to be there. Regardless, I think Rockstar Games were really disappointed, and of course they did actually tweet about it as well. And you know, they expressed their disappointment in the person that had leaked the footage, and I guess they were maybe slightly disappointed with overexcited fans that likely were unintentionally or without malice leaking further the content that had already been leaked. And understandably so, people are excited about the Grand Theft Auto series. Of course, having the ability to look at this so late on in the night for anyone in the UK and get a video out to do with this it's pretty difficult. I've only been able to absorb maybe the video about 3 or 4 times looking at it, and I have to say I'm quite surprised how Rockstar Games have delivered this trailer. I'm unsure whether or not it's because we're at a stage now where content and hardware has brought us to a point where things are just a lot more modern, a lot more powerful, that they can handle, you know, better graphics, more realistic type deal. But I look at this game and a lot of it, actually, there's a few scenes in this that's reminding me of like a Far Cry trailer. Looking over this trailer, I'm a little bit surprised, and I don't know how to really take it. I've only had the opportunity to absorb this maybe 3 or 4 times before starting to record this video, but the video just seems a lot more different to what Rockstar Games would typically deliver. Now, that's not a bad thing. I guess Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive are trying their best to, you know, approach it slightly different to how they've done other trailers. But this certainly is a trailer that has a little bit less involvement over introducing the characters. But of course, with Grand Theft Auto 5, they did release 3 separate trailers that introduced each of the 3 protagonists during that time. We obviously, unfortunately, know about the leaked information to do with the protagonists that are going to be on this Grand Theft Auto. I guess it was the color palettes used in some of the scenes, you know, out in the swamp and the marshland and things like that. Whether or not the game is going to look like this, we ultimately need to wait and see. Technology has advanced hugely since the last game a decade ago, and we've seen from GTA Online and a variety of updates over the last 10 years that technology has advanced and given Rockstar the ability to implement new things in the game that weren't originally there on story mode. So what we're seeing from the trailer, which is very quick, it's 1 minute and 30 seconds long, which I believe is actually the longest trailer that Rockstar has ever given to us, which was quite nice of them. So the trailer starts off looking over the penitentiary, and of course one of the protagonists is looking out of the window, presumably is the protagonist, and it looks like, you know, they're speaking with a parole officer, and the probability is that they're getting close to being released. And I presume this will probably be roughly where Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to end up starting off, introducing that character, and I guess we'll find out a little bit more about it as more trailers come out. It quickly pans over to what looks like a really densely populated beach. You can see we've got a helicopter in the air, commercial airline, as well as the good old famous sea skimmer with the banner on the back, which was actually in GTA Vice City as well. So it was a nice touch to bring that back. A massive flock of birds as well are flying over. Like, everything looks incredibly dense and populated. There seems to be more life than I think we've even seen out of games such as Red Dead Redemption 2, which has been the most modern release that Rockstar has ever dropped. There's a lot of airplanes, especially on the beach scene. I'm quite surprised by just how much aircraft is in the air. I don't know whether or not that is intentional, just to really beef out the trailer and make it look massively populated, but it certainly looks incredibly dense. And, you know, for modern hardware, that might be a little bit hard to, I imagine, do. They did this in GTA 5, and I believe they had to turn down a lot of the vegetation and pedestrian density just because hardware just couldn't handle it. We might end up seeing this again, but it certainly looks very impressive. Of course, the nightclub scene is shown there, and they've really kind of dabbled on that when it comes to GTA Online, so I think that's really given them the ability to get that sort of environment set up. One of the scenes I really liked was it's panning across what looks like Miami Beach, where we have the hotels such as the boardwalk you can see in the background, as well as Hotel Dixon further back. And of course, I would presume on the other side of this, which we can't see off of screen, is likely the Miami Beach or Vice Point Beach or Vice Beach. Some of the cars that you see on the boulevard actually are familiar to what we have in GTA 5. You can see the orange car with the sort of black roof that's actually driving, looks like one of the gauntlets that are in GTA 5, and of course the red car that is in front of the cheetah is also recognizable from Grand Theft Auto 5. It looks like obviously we're still in a modern based GTA, and of course the vehicles won't change very much, and I would imagine that it will be pretty easy for them to bring over some of the assets and touch them up and bring them to a more modern era. But I really like the what looks like an Infernus, but it actually looks like it's a bit of an older version Cheetah, judging by the registration plate on the back. But it could be that Cheetah is, you know, a main character. This might be taken from a cutscene as part of a mission, but it is nice to see that we've got a little bit of a nostalgic vehicle there, almost like the white Infernus that Lance drove on GTA Vice City. But yeah, there's a lot going on there. We've got pedestrians crossing in between traffic, which is really nice. You don't often have the ability to see AI be able to navigate like that, so it'd be interesting to see if going in those busy areas that we actually are going to have dense population crossing between the road, and you know, navigating traffic on its own accord. The streets look just as densely populated, as well as finding a parking space on that street. So yeah, there's a lot of features of the nightclub scene, so I imagine Vice City is really going to be touching on the nightclub scene quite a bit. There was a lot of talk and rumors that we were possibly going to be seeing the Miami Keys. We have a really nice shot taken far back, which looks like the bridges that actually lead to the Miami Keys, where we have the sea skimmer flying over. And when you again look at the water in the ocean, it's again massively populated with vehicles. We've got at least 5 ships or boats in the water, including this plane that's flying over, and still a lot of cars on the road as well. I don't know whether or not this is all turned up just to and make the trailer really look like it's bustling with life, or whether this was even using the in-game engine and it was captured with in-game footage. It's very hard to tell with this trailer what might be in-game footage and what actually isn't, but they don't have any disclaimer that says that this isn't in-game footage, so presumably we can assume that it is in-game footage. Again, one of the scenes where it looks like perhaps the main protagonist is in a rooftop party, wearing a bikini that is branded with the same branding that we have on GTA 5. So it looks like Rockstar are continuing to bring across all of the brands that are existing in GTA 5. They're really touching in the social media side this time. There's quite a number of scenes where there's something going on, such as the dad that's partying on the boat. There's an alligator being pulled out of a pool. Someone is twerking on top of a car. It really hones in on the social media. Now, Rockstar are always one to try and address some of the more modern cliche type of things that humans do in day-to-day society, such as social media these days. But it's really, really touched on here. So I'm curious just how much social media will play a part, not only in the story mode, but also online going forward, and how much of this will allow them to utilize this technology or this implementation into, RP servers, for example. Take-Two have purchased the 5M, and of course for any future developments such as 6M, to try and aid with bringing roleplay and other sort of things related to private server development under the one roof. And perhaps maybe they've taken into account that they need this sort of technology in place in the main game and on multiplayer in order to allow for a much more streamlined RP scenario for the people that wish to use GTA as a sandbox for RP. It certainly is interesting just to see how much they're touching on social media. It does look like possibly we're seeing both the protagonists in this trailer. From the leaked footage, we do know that there was 2 protagonists supposedly, and it looks like they have featured them to some extent in this trailer. We can hear their voices, we can see some of the interaction between them, and it looks like, as people suspected, that perhaps Rockstar making this story more like a Bonnie and Clyde situation, and I think that would be really interesting because we've never seen something like that from Rockstar. Rockstar stories are incredibly engaging, very well written, and typically always have someone that stabs someone in the back. We had Catalina on GTA 3, we had Lance on GTA Vice City with Sonny Forelli, and then in GTA San Andreas we had Big Smoking Ryder. GTA 4 we had Dimitri. And it goes on and it goes on and it goes on. I'm sure you get the picture. So it would be interesting to see just how they are writing the story, on whether or not out of these two characters that perhaps maybe something's going to happen later in the end game that's going to decide the fate of either one or both characters. So it will be interesting, and we'll probably learn a little bit more as we develop and see how the relationship develops with these two characters throughout each of the trailers. Looking at what the trailer has given us in that 1 minute and 30 seconds, they've given us a good mixture of high life, party life, Miami Beach in modern cars to what looks like being out in the sticks in a more rural type setting where people perhaps are a little bit less caring about what people think about them and the people that are around them, perhaps maybe not as materialistic. And then we also have the scenes where we're in a much more dusty, dirty, sort of run-down area or rural area where you can see the characters doing a burnout around part of the town. It certainly seems like we have a mixture that allows us to transition or contrast between the built-up areas of sort of Miami or Vice City, and then transitioning to the more rundown areas or underfunded areas. And we can see that in some of the other scenes where we have a bunch of people that are on dirt bikes. They're failing to stop thugs that are on motorcycles, and in some of the scenes the areas look a little bit more run down. So it does look like they've managed to have these sort of demographic regions that are all dealing with different sort of funding related issues, maybe government funding, and perhaps are more enticed to commit crime than other areas. It certainly shows us at the very ending scene that we have both the two protagonists in what looks like just maybe a rundown motel, and There's a couple of scenes where they're holding up a variety of stores, and I'm curious to see if the story is going down that sort of robbery and heist type basis, which has never failed with Rockstar. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and it certainly highlights the relationship that these two characters are going to have when it comes to going between different stores. I'm curious to see how that mechanic is going to tie in between the two characters and what their actual story is going to be. It does look like Rockstar are looking for a 2025 launch. I was a 2024 guy. I was hoping fall of 2024, but it does look like it's likely going to be in 2025, which probably is the safer bet, because if they did say fall of 2024, the likelihood is they would have pushed it back to 2025 anyway. So I guess they're trying to be as diplomatic as possible when it comes to predicting something, because Rockstar are notorious for pushing things back. They're a perfectionist. It's understandable. So maybe this will give them that little bit better of an idea of when it's going to release, but it also gives us the ability to know what their plan is. We have a structure now, a very rough structure of where things are going from here. So it's definitely going to allow us to be able to keep an eye on socials and obviously see what they're ready to leak to us in the future. I imagine Rockstar is probably going to start posting a variety of other things we haven't seen from the trailer very, very soon, because of course the cat is out of the bag now. We've seen it. It's probably about time they start to explain a few things to us as well as it goes on. But yeah, let me know down below what you guys think. I've probably missed a bunch of stuff, but I would be very keen to see if I have missed something, what you guys have taken from it. And yeah, what do you think about the trailer? Did you think it was pretty EA game sort of E3 not built in game footage sort of thing, or do you think it's just perhaps that we've not seen a GTA in 10 years, that technology has advanced so much that you look at it and think, I can't believe that's in-game footage? It has been a long ride, but we're on the tracks now. I'm DRQK. If you liked what you've seen here, make sure you hit a like and a subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Peace.